Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at Jupiter in Cancer. So this video is for you if you have this particular placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. Jupiter in our natal charts deals with the area where we might be lucky in, experience abundance, wealth. It is also the area where we might overindulge in as well. It is the area where our soul expands through. So we expand through this area. Usually Jupiter is the spiritual teacher. So you go off and learn something, and then it could also be the area where you guys teach. So if you guys choose to teach something, this could be the way that you guys teach, whether it is directly or indirectly. And also what I've noticed with the Jupiter energy in a natal chart, it is also kind of like a Saved by the Bell energy. It is the area where you guys might unconsciously or even consciously push boundaries in, get lucky in, get away with things maybe in this particular area that maybe somebody who doesn't have this particular placement, well, maybe they wouldn't be as lucky as you guys are to kind of catch that last train, and boom, they get left behind, unfortunately. Cancer energy in our natal chart is that nurturing energy within. It is the emotions, it is the emotional nature. The Cancerian energy is really that maternal energy within. It is the nostalgic energy sometimes as well. Sometimes Cancerian people have really, really good memory. So they might even have photographic memory, but sometimes Cancer can hold on a little bit too long to maybe memories and people and places and things. They can really, really get sentimental. If we look at the water signs, Cancer is one of the earlier water signs. So it's very pure in a way, but it's also very nostalgic, and it can also be very, very abandoned as well. More so emotionally than anything, because it is all about the feeling, it's all about the intuition, and maybe even the psychic gifts and abilities. So when we have Jupiter in Cancer, it is considered to be exalted here. Jupiter likes to be in Cancer because it's really going to bring it that nurturing aspect. It's going to bring it that energy of like taking time and taking care of something, and watering those plants is really what that is. Whether it's a project that you guys are doing, or whether it's an actual child, or whether you guys are actually teaching, you guys are really, really going to take the time to nurture and care for these things. When you have Jupiter in Cancer, you guys might be interested in having pets, or actual plants, or maybe even children later on down the line. But this is the overall vibe. The Jupiter in Cancer just wants to nurture whatever area it's in. If you're not literally nurturing something, it could be more so the metaphor aspect of things. So it could be you guys nurturing a project, putting the time in, taking care of it like it is your own child. That's why Jupiter likes to be in Cancer, because it's like, depending on the rest of your natal chart, but whatever project maybe you guys put into motion, whether it's a job, whether it's a career, whatever it is that you guys are doing, you're really, really taking care of that thing, and you're really treating it like it is your own child. Understand that things take time, and that sometimes you have to be patient. It's that feminine energy within that we all do have. It's that patience, that nurturing, that grace. You guys are really, really going to take your time with whatever it is that you guys are putting out there. You're really going to put a lot of your love energy into it as well. This is also that Cancerian energy. It's that heart space. So it's all about the love energy and really pumping whatever you guys are doing with your love energy. Now, because Jupiter is also teaching you guys through this particular sign, you guys might first learn these things for yourselves. You guys maybe were impatient and you guys learn how to be patient, or you guys learn maybe the benefits of nurturing something and putting in the energy and putting in the time, and just understanding that things take time, that we all once were a baby, and that everything once, regardless of what it is, whether it's literal or whether it is metaphorical, that everything once did have the beginning part of its lifespan, and you guys are really going to pour a lot of yourselves into these things. Now, what I will say is, because Jupiter is the area where you might overindulge in, you guys might go too much into these aspects. Sometimes when you look at that maternal energy, when it's in the shadow, it could be smothering, it could be overly maybe involved in things and people's business, and maybe not wanting to let people go and fly. You know, that's the whole thing here with that maternal energy overall. When we look at even animals in the wild, the baby spends a certain amount of time with the mom animal, and then they separate, they part ways. But sometimes when it's in that shadow energy, and this is maybe more so with humans versus actual animals, maybe the maternal energy or the mother doesn't want to let the child go off. This is more so a metaphor. Maybe there is a lot of nostalgia there, or maybe there's a lot of wanting to hold on. This could be even in like your jobs. Maybe you guys don't want to move on because you guys created maybe a family feel with your colleagues, or maybe you guys don't want to move from your town because there's a lot of like community there and a lot of people who feel like family, or maybe your literal family is there. Whatever it is, it could go into the shadow. And keep in mind, Jupiter expands whatever area it's in. So it's either going to bless you with the expansion, where it's like you guys are expanding through your projects, through whatever it is that you guys are nurturing and kind of bringing to life, or it will expand it in the negative sense, where it's like maybe you guys are overly nostalgic, and maybe you guys are overly like holding on to something and not wanting to let it go. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a place, maybe it's a thing, maybe it's your own place that feels like home. Maybe you guys finally created a home for yourselves, and then maybe it's time to move on. But then it might be hard for you guys to move on because it's like you have this homey type of vibe. With that being being said, in the literal sense, Jupiter will bless you guys maybe in the area of real estate, anything to do with home, interior design, or even working from home could really be somewhere where you guys do expand and you guys do flourish. And you guys might be artists, you guys might be psychics and intuitives. You guys might not necessarily take on psychic work, although you guys could, but you guys could take on psychic work in a sense where it's like it's your creative gifts and it's your creative abilities, and you guys will maybe be those types of artists that really talk about feelings and emotions and really feel the music, and then people are always going to feel connected to you guys because you guys kind of remind them of that maternal instinct is really what that is. No matter what you guys are doing, let's say you guys are an artist and you guys do sing, you guys will treat your audience and the people who are listening to your music like your family. So there will always be that connection there. And maybe even, let's say you guys are an artist or something of the sort that's creative, maybe the original audience that was there with you guys from the beginning, like a little kid, they might be there through all of the evolutions because you're nurturing them as well while you're nurturing maybe the music, and maybe the music is growing and evolving as well. For example, let's say it's music, it could be anything really though, and then through that your audience could also be growing and evolving as well. So it could manifest a lot of different ways, but this is the overall vibe here, and you guys are expanding this. So in terms of like spiritual knowledge and spiritual expansion, you guys are basically expanding through exactly this. You're expanding through that aspect that things take time, and to nurture things and to really take care of them and to be patient. That is what Jupiter is teaching you guys. And then in turn, whether it's directly you're teaching people these lessons, maybe you guys are explaining it, or maybe you guys create some sort of course or whatever it is, if you guys are teaching people in this way, or it could be indirectly through just who you guys are as a person. You're kind of teaching people that things take time and you have to nurture projects and you have to take care of them and you have to come back and check up on them. And let's say it's a plant, you have to water the plant and you have to know how much water you want to give the plant, and you don't want to overwater the plant, and then you don't want it to be too dry either. There are so many things that are involved in this particular creation process, but the overall idea is the creativity aspect of things. You guys might love food as well with the Cancerian energy because it's kind of like homemade things, especially. It's going to be things that you guys really put your love into. It comes back down to this. Now, the area where you guys might kind of be lucky in and like be able to push boundaries in is going to be anything that is Cancerian. So for example, maybe you guys would be very lucky, let's say in the area when it comes to kind of just chilling all the time, because Cancer really is about the feeling. Maybe you guys could kind of get away with like a little bit of procrastination here and there, and you guys are lucky in that sense, where it's like maybe someone who's your friend who doesn't have Jupiter in Cancer wouldn't be lucky with procrastination. Let's say it's a test or whatever it is, but for you guys, you could maybe push the boundary a little bit in that particular area. I'm not advising anything obviously in this video. Everyone has their own free will to do whatever they want, but I'm kind of trying to paint a picture here for you guys to kind of get the idea how you guys can push boundaries in this area, or how you guys might push boundaries in this area already without realizing, and how you guys can get lucky versus someone who doesn't have that particular placement. Obviously, you don't want to take advantage of the energy, because eventually I do feel like if you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you do keep pushing, it eventually does catch up with you. But it's that Sagittarian energy where it's like Saved by the Bell. You got away with it at the last moment, or maybe you guys really procrastinated on studying on that test, but you guys still somehow did well. Maybe you guys were actually listening during class and doing your homework or your assignments or whatever it was, and then when it came to studying for the test, maybe you guys were able to procrastinate all day, do nothing, chill, kind of go with the flow, and then it's like, you know, in the last hour of the day, you're like, okay, let me just review my stuff, and you guys do well on the test, but maybe your friend who doesn't have that placement wouldn't be as lucky or as blessed in this area. So keep in mind, wherever you guys do have Jupiter in your natal charts, the more you engage in that area, the more Jupiter is going to bless you with abundance. So anything to do with the home, psychic world, intuitive world, the feeling, being in tune with your feelings. I do also kind of feel like photography is interestingly coming through, so maybe some of you guys are interested in that as well. But anything that really is connecting emotionally to people, anything that you guys are nurturing and really taking care of, Jupiter is going to bless you guys with maybe more projects in this particular area and abundance in whatever way, shape, or form that can manifest. Absolutely, it could go into the energy of money and wealth as well. Overall, whenever you guys are engaging in this world, the emotional world, being in tune with your emotions, expressing how you feel, maybe creating art from your emotions and your memories and all these wonderful things, you're going to be blessed in this particular area with abundance, fortune, and luck as well. And eventually you guys might go off and teach whatever it is that you guys have learned along your Jupiter journey in your life. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I do hope you guys enjoyed my video on Jupiter in Cancer. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.